welcome to the Loud and Board Gaming channel. I'm Ken, and today I'm going to be playing BIOS Megafauna, which is part 2 of the BIOS trilogy. Now, I've already played part 1, which was BIOS Genesis, where in BIOS Genesis you are creating a microorganism. In BIOS Megafauna, you are going to be creating a different creature on these landforms. Think of the PC game Spore that came out a long time ago, and this is like the creature phase of that video game. There is another game in the trilogy, BIOS Origins, and I do plan on playing that game shortly after this one. So in BIOS Genesis, I ended the game as an earthworm. And so in this variant of BIOS Megafauna, I am doing the solo campaign, which is played throughout each of the 3 games. And you take the whatever ends that game, and you take that and do something in the next game. So BIOS Genesis, I ended up being an earthworm. And because I was an earthworm, I'm going to start this game as hydroskeletal invertebrate, so kind of like a snail, which just really, I'm going to be the orange color. And because I had 3 domes at the end of the game, I got 3 random mutation cards. So that is why I have these 3 cards right here. So I had a red dome, so I randomly got this red mutation card, I got a yellow mutation card, and I got a blue mutation card. And I'll explain all these kind of a little later, but this is just why my board is set up like this. I also had cubes on each of these. So I had a red cube and 2 yellow cubes. So you take those and you put them as what are called basal organs on your kind of character card here. One more thing I can do, and I am going to do this, is I can take these 2 yellow cubes and exchange them for 1 white cube, which is what I'm going to do. And I'll explain again why I'm kind of doing that. So I'm not going to go over all the rules for this game. Matter of fact, there's a good chance that I get a lot of the rules wrong, or I miss a rule. I could be interpreting a rule incorrectly from the rules book. I have watched videos on this, and I have read the rule book, and I'm still kind of like not 100% sure I'm always necessarily doing things correctly. So if you are thinking about getting this game, I do suggest watching some other videos besides mine, just to see kind of how things might go. So this is a variation of the regular game, and in this variation I will be kind of playing against or playing together with the green player, which is a plant-like creature that is going to be going across the board here. Over here we have a kind of track for our oxygen, our clouds, and our atmospheres, and basically your oxygen will determine how many actions I get and how many of these organs I'm allowed to have currently. And it's probably hard to see, but right here it tells me that I get 1 action and I get 1, what are they called? I forget the names. I'm not going to get any of these names right, but basically I can have 1 organ, which is not good right now for my creature because I have more than 1. Now, as these green creature meeples, I think they're called, like creeples, as these are coming off onto the board, that's going to allow me to have more actions as well as have more organs. Usually in the game, you have green discs that are on. So if you're playing a regular multiplayer game, there'd be green disc on this track. But right now I have all the green players creeples. So I'll just kind of show you my creeples. So I got a dolphin looking one, a snail looking one, kind of like a worm looking one, as well as an insect. and they all kind of represent different things. But then I also have these domes as well. And I'll kind of explain those a little bit later. The next track is our cloud track, and in this one, this is more about for the green plant, and the green player can have up to, right now, 4 organs. Right now the green plant has none. And then in the last one, the atmosphere kind of tells us what kind of temperature we're at right now, which is going to affect events. And it also says that the green player gets 5 actions. So these two are more for the green player, and then this one is more for myself. And if there was a multiplayer, it would also affect multiplayers who are different colors. Up here, just like in BIOS Genesis, where you have mutation cards, this game also has mutation cards, and we have 2 rows of them. We have a row of red and yellow mutation cards, and we have a row of green and blue mutation cards. The green player, because they are plants, they can only take from the bottom row here, the green and blue, unless the yellows, and there's no card examples, there might be an icon right here that has the horror plant icon. Those ones the green player can take. And then we have over here, we have event decks. And just like in all 3 of the BIOS games, you have events for each of your rounds. And then here we have the crayons. And we have 4 different crayons to begin with. And this die here just represents what latitude this current row is at. So this is at latitude 4, which in this game doesn't really have too much of an effect. If you're doing multiplayer, it would have a little bit more of an effect. These crayons can kind of move up and down, and so this could eventually come down, and then this would be 5. And this is just representing these hex. All these hexes are in basically the row 4. These hexes would be in row 3. This one would be in row 5. Imagine that there is water separating each of the crayons, but in this game, the crayons can smash into each other, creating larger continents. For the solo game, although you see these are like grasslands and these are swamps and these are seas, in the solo game, the grasslands and swamps are all considered just wasteland. So there's no plant life growing yet on Earth. And also, in the regular game, these white discs usually represent ice. But in the solo game, this is going to represent that this is water. If there was no white disc there, then this would be a land. There are also black disc. There are black disc off of these shores. I forget what the name of these are, but basically if you have a black disc here, then your green plant, if they have a swimmer, could actually live in these locations. I think they're called carbon disc or carbon something maybe. Not 100% sure. I don't think I'll be really using those too much. Now, if the black disc was on land, that would be considered a mountain. All right. So that's this area here. So the goal of the game is basically we're going to go through 10 event cards. So you go through 5 and then you reshuffle the deck and go through 5 more. In the multiplayer game, there would be like a scoring phase after the first 5, but in solo game, you do not score until the very end. We will lose in this game, in the solo variant, we lose if there are no more C's or no more white disc out on the board. If all the white disc are out over here, then we would lose the game. So we don't want that to happen. And then if we do make it through all 10 rounds at the end of the game, I would score my points, and it says you did pretty good if you get 15 points. So that's kind of my goal. Now again, that's not all the rules. I'm just going to kind of go through the gameplay and kind of go through the phases of the game and just kind of explain things as I go. I'm going to explain a little bit about my creature right now. Right now, I kind of mentioned already that these are basal organs. If I ever lose one of these basal organs, my creature goes extinct, and I'm pretty sure in the solo game, if your creature goes extinct, you are done for. This is kind of like a little reference card for me, and it's also where I would put newborn creatures on here. These domes, I believe they're called the archetype type of the creature. I will be able to later create or speciate my creature and create a new version kind of my creature, if you want to think of it like that, by promoting a mutation. If they have like this symbol, the creeple symbol, if I promote it to this side, I can then create a new species if I want to. And when I do that, I'll just explain the steps for doing that. The die on here represents the size of my creature. So right now I am a size 1. That is important for when you're contesting other creatures and also for movement. The green creature is only a size 1. The green player or creature or the plants are going to start out on the board with 2 array. Now I was able to pick 2. I probably not going, well, no, I'll just go there. That'll be fine, I think, maybe. Anyways, I'll just start there, whatever. Now in the regular game, there is in a hex, it's divided into 2 sections. The bottom section is for herbivores and the top section are for carnivores. In the regular game, herbivores can always go into a hex and they don't need anything else for them because there's already like grass there. But a carnivore would not be able to go into a hex unless there was an herbivore there. And if a carnivore was in a hex with an herbivore and that herbivore were to die, then the carnivore would have to die as well. But in this game, in the solo variant, we have now three levels here. We have the plant level, the herbivore level, and the carnivore. So the green will start off as being a plant level. The orange, or me, I guess, cannot be plants. So only the green player can be a plant. So if I were to be an herbivore, which I have to be an herbivore, I cannot just go into an empty hex like this. I just can't go there. I have to have plant life there already in order for me to go there. So if I go here, that would be okay. We would both be able to coexist there, and that's fine. I also, if I go to a place, unless it's a dome, if it's not a dome, let's say this was a different shape. So let's just say this was the snail shape. I cannot take my dome shape into this. I would have to have the same shape as that in order to go there. And that's the same rules for carnivores. Carnivores have to have the same shape. You can also not be a kind of cannibal. So I cannot, or even the green plant couldn't take an herbivore and do something like this. Domes can't. Your own color can't eat its own color shape. If this was a different shape though, if this was a like that, more of a snail shape, this would be okay because again, any shape can eat the domes, and because they are not the same species, that would be allowed. So not sure if that's all making sense right now, but maybe it'll make sense as we kind of go through the gameplay. All right, so let's just start here. Maybe I'll talk a little bit about these mutation cards a little bit. So I started off with grasping limbs and I got some fins for legs, and I got basically I am able to kind of soak in the sun to help me out, basically. It really doesn't mean anything except for this has a red cube, this has a yellow cube, and this has a blue cube. At the top of the card, it kind of shows you when you promote the card. So promoting would be me to flip it over. It kind of gives you some information about what's on the other side. All right, so I'm just going to get started with the game. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to flip over an event card. So the way I've interpreted the rules is when you first start the game, you don't do anything with the event card, but I do believe you still flip over the first card. And when you flip over the first card, it's going to tell you basically who's the start player. I am not on the board to begin with. In a multiplayer game, there are actually locations here where I would be starting. So I would normally start here where that orange dome is, but in solo game, I don't start on the board. I have to do what's called a Lazarus action, where I would take a dome shape and move it on the board. So I'm going to flip over the... I've already drawn 5 for this era, so I've drawn 5, and maybe I'll just put these cards down here. And I'm going to flip over one of them. So we have the solar system exit spiral arm. And this up top is going to tell us our player order. I think BIOS Genesis had that same kind of feature. We're going to ignore everything that's on here for the first turn. We're just going to be using this for the start player. So right now it looks kind of red, but I believe that's orange. Orange will go first. That would be me. Then green would go after me, which may or may not be good. We'll see. So what I'm going to do is at the start of my turn, I'm going to take one of my domes because I don't have anything out here as my one action. I'm going to take this and just place it right here. And this is the only place I can go, or I can go here or here. I have to have plant life there. So because there's plant life there, I can go there. And that's it. That's my one turn. So far, so good. Now the plant player is going to go. And what the plant's going to do is they get 5 turns. Now, there is a card here called the Medea card. And in a solo game, I have this card, the orange player. So I get to make all decisions. When there's a decision to be made about doing something, I get to make all those decisions. But on the back of it, it kind of gives you a sequence of play. I kind of wish this was separate from this card, but oh well. But basically, we do the events, then we do the actions, and it's in player order. Then we do what's called Mothers and Dispersal. That's kind of like putting your babies out on the board. And then we have Burials and Fossil Awards, which we will not be doing any kind of Fossil Awards in the solo play. All right, so our actions are we can mutate, we can promote, we can speciate, we can populate, we can neoteny, I don't even know what that is, discard basal organs on each species. I think I've never done that before, but that's interesting. I can resize. I think in solo play, or maybe it's just the plants can't go down in size, but you can go up or down in size. You can resurrect, which is basically what I did on my turn. And then you can claim the Medea card, but I am not doing that. Okay, so what we're going to do is for the plants. Now, the plant kind of is, I kind of control most of what the plant is going to do, but there are a few things that they have to do. If there was any cards in the mutate card that had the horror plant, I would have to, if I could, I would try to get that card. Also, when I disperse my plants out there, if I can be an herbivore, I'm going to try to be an herbivore. If not, then I'll be a plant. All right, so looking at our cards available, There is a cost. So if I look at this sheet right here, this card, we have a cost. If it's in the most left column, it's going to be 0. If it's the next one, it's 2, then 4, then 6, then 8. If you have one of these emotions, you get half that. It'll be half that cost. So if I have a blue emotion, then this would be half of 2, which would cost 1. So this card right here, that's in this. That would be this card here in the pile. That would cost 8. So how do you determine how much you have? Well, that has to do with the number of unborns that you have currently. So right now I have 3 dome shapes, green does, of unborn. So I basically have 3 points that I can spend. Whereas the orange right now has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 I could use to spend to get a mutate card. Again, the plants can only take from green and blue unless there was that poor plant. I'm going to be taking this one first, the tooth enamel. And the reason why I'm going to be taking this is that it has that symbol like I mentioned before, because I do want to get other kind of green creatures out there. So the more I can get out from the green, the more actions I will have for my orange player, and the more, I think it's called Dark Hearts, more organs I can have. So when I take that card, it has a little plus organ here. So I take a green cube and I put that right there. Whoops. So we just put that there. Now, if I want to, I could promote that. I could get another mutation card here. After I am done with my actions, these are going to slide down, and I'm going to draw the next card. So that was one action. Now, the plant creature cannot just pass. So I have 4 actions left. And with those 4 actions, if I don't use them, I have to increase the size of my creature, which is going to come into play if I have to have a contest with the green player. But what I'm going to do is the other action, which is to basically speciate, or I don't know, it's basically having some new babies, right? There's a lot of like terminology in this game. I'm just going to kind of say what it is. Basically, I'm having more babies here. And so the way that you do that is it's going to be 1 plus the number of blue organs I have. Now I have no blue organs. And there was really nothing out here that would allow me to get blue organs. So for one action, I'm going to take 1 of my domes and I'm going to put it on my newborn card there. So I've done 2 actions so far. My third action, and I get 5 of these, is going to take this and move it here. And for my 4th action, I will do that one more time. So now I have 3 domes for the green player. And for my final action, I am going to just increase my size by 2. So we are done now with our actions. Now we go into what's called mothers and dispersals. We're going to choose a mother, we're going to disperse, and then we're going to see at the end if there's any contest. So the orange player, now we would do this in turn order. Orange player would go first. The orange has no newborns, so I have no newborns on my card. So I'm going to go to the green player. The green player has 3. So I'm going to start spreading these guys out. And the way that we do that is we're going to pick one mother that's already on the board. So I have 2 right now. And from there, I'm going to move out onto the board. Now, one thing to note about the green player in the solo variant, the domes have to be at least 1 hex away from a C. So these are C's right here. But also your offshores are also considered C's. So this one, all these hexes would be okay for us to live there. It just has to be one away from a C. So I'm going to pick, let's say I'm going to pick this as the mother. Now how far I can go depends on my size and the number of blue cubes. So blue cubes are pretty important. So right now I can move 2. And in the solo variant, every space is going to count as 1. So if I want to go here, it's going to count as 1. If I wanted to go up here, I would have to go 1, 2. So I would count 2 points. If there's a mountain, I can go through mountains, but mountains would cost 2 to go onto them. If I ended up in a mountain, then that species would not survive and would die. All right, so we don't really need to worry about that. So from here, I'm going to place 1 there. Now I can kind of daisy chain this, so now I have a new mother here, and I could then from here go to here, and this would cost me 1 as well, which we're going to, and then we're going to go 1 here as well. So I can pick any of these mothers, and then from that mother, it would only cost me 1 to go there. So that's what the green plant does. There is something called rafting, and because we are on Earth, the winds are going in this direction. All right, from right to left. Let me just double check that really quick. Yeah, I believe that we are going in this direction. So we can only raft going this way unless an event card says we could go in both ways. So to raft, I would try to go from 1 hex to the hex over here. It would cost me 3 to enter the water, and then another 1 to get out of the water to enter that square. So basically it's going to cost you 4 to kind of raft across to another area. You cannot raft through seas that are on the craton itself. This is only on the ocean, I guess. All right, so that is mother and dispersals. They've all sent out. Now, if there was a contest, so a contest happens as if, like right now, we got a creature in the plant level, we have a creature in the herbivore level. If another creature came in here, so let's say the snail came in here, and it came in as an herbivore, we would now have a contest with the herbivores. But we are not doing that. So there can only ever be 1 in each of the levels. So someone would have to go extinct, or not extinct, but become endangered and then off the board. All right, so that was it. That was so far 1 round. So now we're going to do the next round by drawing a card. Now we were supposed to do burials, so if there's any endangered species, we would remove them from the board, but there aren't, so we're just going to go on to the next event card. Now this is what's going to kind of take a little bit longer. It's just going through the event. And I'm going to flip this over. And again, we have the turn order. The first thing we're going to do is look up here. If there was that white line that we had in our last card, so our last card had this, so we would do nothing in this case. But because it has a symbol here, this is usually affecting the crayons out here. So I need to find out which one it is. So to find out which one it is, and actually we're going to get more events besides that one, I'm going to draw based upon our current weather. So we are in the hot and warm era. So I'm going to take this card right here, which is a 2 hot card, and I'm going to kind of flip it over and match it up like this. So now I'm going to do this event with this craton, and I'm going to do all of these events here. So let's first start with this up at the top. This says we're going to move up 1 on the latitude with this craton here, which is Baltica. So this right here is simply going to move up. and we're going to change the die to a 3. All right, so that's done. So now these right here would be your latitude 4. All right, now let's take a look at this card. Now for the solo variant, we ignored this because this is really about your green disc, and in this solo game there are no green discs, so we just ignore this event. This is a Pangea event, and basically if we had Cratons that were together, we're going to split them apart. In the regular game, you would have to have at least 3 Cratons together in order for them to split apart, but in the solo game, if any Cratons are together, we would split them apart. So if this Craton and this Craton were smashed into each other already, we would then separate them. So we can skip that event. So far, not too bad. All right, we will see a lot of these kind of events where basically we are moving disc from one track to another track. So this is taking from the clouds, we're going to take a white disc, because that's white, and we're going to move it to the atmosphere. So I'm just going to take this one right here and move it up to the atmosphere. So we are coming close to a runaway greenhouse. And if that happens, I'll probably just continue playing. If it happens right away. So that's done. So now we're going to go on to this next phase. So this is saying if we have rain, if we do have rain on our planet right now, and the way that I'm going to check is I'm going to come over here to my track for the clouds, and right now my track says there is no rain. So because there is no rain, and I know that because of the disc right here, if the disc was up here, then we would have rain. But because there's no rain, I can skip this. The last thing on this card is to move from a continent or a craton out here, move a green disc to the oxygen. Well, because we're doing solo and there are no green discs, we get to skip that. So far, the events weren't that bad. The events are what can kind of make this game take a little longer. So I'm going to kind of move these cards down here so they're a little bit able to get those. Oh, I did forget to slide these down. All right, we still kind of need this card. This is telling us that green is going to go first, and because my color is not on here, I go last. So green will go first. Green has 5 actions, and what do we want to do? So right now I have no unborns. I've put out all of them. I really want to kind of get these guys out. So let's just do that. I'll just show you how that works. So what I can do is I can do what's called promote. And when I promote, I'm going to take the card and I'm going to flip it over. When I flip it over, I have 2 choices. I can either top or bottom choice. All right, so I get to choose. And in this case, I'm going to be choosing the top portion right here. And any organ, plus organ that was on this card is going to become a basal organ for that creature there, for the archetype. So the dome archetypes now have a green cube. I'm also going to match, so actually, sorry, when you flip it over, regardless of top or bottom, that cube is going to go here. Now, because I'm choosing the top one, I'm basically creating a new creature. If I were to do this one right here, this is going to become part of my personality, and I would just add that to my tableau for my archetype. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to create a snail creature. I don't know if this is the best thing to do, but I'm going to do that. This number right here represents that when I promote something, my size cannot be larger than this. If my size was larger than this, I couldn't, I either can't do it, or if I already had it in my tableau, I would have to lose it. So we are going to be creating some snails. All right, so I'm going to match the basal organs. I'm going to match whatever organs I have here, and I'm going to place that on here. So this snail, it's not really a snail, they're called armor creatures. So this armored creature has a green basil. I'm also going to take a die, and I'm going to match the size of what this was. So this is going to be a size 2. Now I could reverse that. Maybe what I should do as one of my actions actually make this a size 3. I don't know. I'm kind of worried that this creature might get too big. All right, so that'll be like that. All right, and then what you do is you're going to take a creeple and replace one of the mother dome shapes. So I'm going to take a armored creeple, and I'm going to replace one of the domes. And let's just do this one here. I think this is going to be bad for me, but let's just put that there. And then this is going to go, it's actually going to go back here. So let's just slide all those down. All right, we're going to slide all those down. Now so that was one action. That's when I mutated or promoted this to this side, and then so that was one action. I also increased the size. So I've done 2 actions. I have 3 actions left. My next action is to do an unborn for my archetype. So that is now 3 actions, right? So I have 2 more actions, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take, because I kind of wanted to go through these cards, so I'm just going to take this one here, and I'm going to basically it's called mutate, taking a mutate card. So I get a green cube on there, and I can get this one because I have 1, 2, 3, 4 snails. So I have a buying power of 4. So I could buy this one. Let me buy that one. And that will give a blue. So those were all of my actions for the plant. I hope that's kind of making sense of what I did. I basically promoted a mutation which gave me a new creeple out on the board, and I copied basically what I was for my archetype. That was one action, and actually before that I had increased my size to a size 3, so that was 2 actions. My third action was to do an unborn for my archetype, and then my last 2 actions were to get a mutate card. And so they are done. So I'm going to slide all those down, and we're getting a lot of green. I really would rather have blue. So that is that. Now it is my turn. And now that this is revealed, it shows I have 2 actions. So because I now have 2 actions, and I can have up to 3 organs, well, one action I'm going to do is I'm going to do my unborn babies. So I'm going to make I get 2 because I have 1 blue cube. So that was one action. My next action is I might want to increase my size. Just looking at what they have. I could always promote this. See if I can get purple, if I get a purple head and a purple tail, and I match them together, then I can get a tool. And one of the tools I can get is a stone. So these are tools up here. So if you ever match purple, you get to then take a tool. And these tools will allow me to hunt other shaped species. So my dome shape, if I can get the stone, I can actually hunt these armored creatures. So that could be something I do. I might increase my size though to a size 2, just in case I have to compete with my monster plant over there. So let's just increase it to 2. All right, we'll try to maybe do that later. All right, so we've done all of our actions. Now we're going to do mother and dispersal. Green gets to go first. So green has 1 dome, and we're going to just choose this mother here and go 1 here. Okay, and now I will place mine out, and I'm going to be an herbivore here and an herbivore here. Now, the reason why I might not want more snails to come out is because they are going to start competing with me on this area. If I can kind of maybe raft over here, but in order for me to, here's the thing, in order for me to be in a hexagon, I have to have a green plant there. So I couldn't even go there yet. Anyways. All right, so that's done. We're going to go on to the next phase, starting off with an event card. So here we have an event. It has an icon there, so I have to pick the Too Hot card. All right, it is saying here that this craton is going to go down, which is right here. So this is going to slide down. So this is going to be a 5. And that's finished. And then we are going to do this. All right, so now this craton is going to move to the right and smash into anything. Another craton. Now the earth wraps this way. So it does wrap around. It doesn't wrap around north and south, it wraps around east and west. So this craton right here is going to smash into this one. So I'm going to slide, basically pick this one up. And this is a, whoops. Pick that one up, slide these down to kind of give me some room. And this is, now this is at latitude 5, so this is going to smash like this. All right, because 4 is here, 5 is here. Let me put that back, and then put that back. So now, this is one continent. Now, when this smashes into this one, basically this one is going to lose its die, and now this craton is one whole. So this is the name, the symbol that we're going to use. Laurentia is now this whole thing. Suburbia never doesn't exist anymore. And when we smash into it, what happens is it's going to create mountains. So it's going to create a mountain right here in this landform. So I'm going to just slide these discs down. So now we have a mountain created there. Okay. And I think I did that right. I'm not sure if I got that backwards for which one's which. But I'm pretty sure this is the moving one, so it keeps its die. The one that smashes into it loses its die, and it forms a mountain there. All right, so that was the smashing. We're going to skip this event. We're going to go into, from a continent, we're going to take a black disc, and we're going to put it into the atmosphere. So if I wanted to, which is what I'm going to do, is I'm going to take that mountain disc and just put it back. All right, so that's done. Now we're going to go to this here. So we might be in trouble here. So we are going to be checking our dark heart. So this is a mutagen event, and we're going to check the number of organs we have and lose things based on that. So for me, I can have a total of 3 organs, but this is why I did the white cube. Earlier I exchanged this for white cube. For every white cube, you get a +2 for your dark heart. So right now I can have 5 organs. I'm going to count my +1s and my basals. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm just barely safe right now. So nothing happens to me. If I were to lose a cube here, I would lose the card. The only way I wouldn't lose the card is if they were promoted and they had made an emotion on that card. I would still lose the cube though. All right, so the next thing, now let's check the plant. Now the plant has two different species. The plant can have up to 3 organs. And right now this one has 2 and this one has 2, so it is also safe. So that event is done. Now let's go to this one. We're going to look at the rainfall, and we already know that there is no rainfall, so we don't do it. Now the last one, this one, I might double check really quick because this might be one that we do not have to do in a solo variant. All right, so I looked it up, and this is just the wind direction is going both ways for this turn, and we do that in solo. So looking back at our start player, it's going to be green will go first and then orange. So I am a little nervous about these plants kind of taking over. They really need to spread out some and kind of get away from me, but if I do the armor, they're going to go here. So what do I want to do with them? I don't want them to increase in size because if they are larger, they will then be able to compete better against us. What I could do is do those swimmers there. Let's see, how many armors? We got 1, 2, 3, 4. So I could get this, but actually I can't speciate from there. I have to speciate from here. And the swimmer wouldn't survive. They would have to then populate, and I guess could go here in the water as kind of like seaweeds, I guess. Again, I can't. If I do this, they are going to become herbivores here. What might? Oh man. So I really don't want them to do anything. I wish I was going first. So they still get 5 actions. And we might, but you know what I was supposed to do? I just remembered this, is during a mutagen, we are supposed to actually discard all of these. So that might change what I do. So let me do that. And that was probably supposed to happen last time. Alrighty, so we have that. Okay, so what could they do? Now do we have, so we do have this, so they have to take it. So here's that horror symbol. So they have to take this. So that will be their 1 action. And we'll get a red cube there. Let's promote. So I'm going to promote this. This will be their 2nd action to now when we promote it, we could do this. This is not going to be part of the personality row, but what he'll do is make it into a monster, and this means that how big it is, that's how many organs it has of that color. So it could be this monster here, and it would have, if it's size 3, then it basically has 3 green organs here. And then if we had a mutagen and we were past our limit, we would decrease our size. But let's just promote it to this side, hibernation, and because there's a tail and a head, this is considered like a brain. You can only have one head, you can only have one tail, but you can always have many brain elements. So we're going to promote that. So this is going to take this green cube and put it here. And then the plus symbol is white. So we've done two actions. We took that, we promoted that. Now what we could do is promote this as our third action and promote it to this here, giving us a emotion here, like that. So now we have a head, a compound eyes. And this is going to go as a basal organ, and then these two will go on here. Now because we have this complete emotion, we do get discounts right here, but we also, if we have to lose organs here, we don't lose the card. At least that's how I think it works. But so that was 3 actions so far. Golly, maybe we could do something with this one here. Maybe we could promote this, or maybe yeah, that's 2. I mean, we could always take get this as our 4th and then promote it, giving us that white. Or we promote this one right here. And you always have to check the size. So this is a size 4. So I could always do that as our 4th action, right? We grabbed 1, we promoted 2, so we've done 3. I don't want to do babies, but I could do babies and maybe just get 1 snail. Maybe just get 1 snail. It's going to compete against us, so I would lose that. Darn it, but let's just do that. Oops, and that actually goes here. Well, it doesn't matter. I guess you could put it here, but either way, we're just going to do that. I don't know if I have to choose both of them, or if that's a may. Because if I do both of them, then I'm going to contest here and here. Well, just means that maybe orange needs to get a little stronger. So let's just do it. We'll figure things out. We'll see what we can do. So let's just do that as our, I think that was our 4th action. Grabbed a card, promoted twice. So card, 2 promotions, and then my speciate. And so I could do one more. Let's grab another card. I don't really like these 2 cards. They're kind of too much. Too many organs there. But I don't want to increase the size. I would have to. All right, let's just do this one. Get the 2 blue. These guys will really be able to move quite a bit. All right, so that's done. So I'm gonna slide this down. Let's see what we can do with us. All right, so I'm still only at 2 actions. So they have 2 snails. One's going to go here, one's going to go here. And then I'm going to go, and we'll go here and go here. So that's probably what I'm going to do if I decide to populate, which is definitely going to be that. And then I think I'm going to, as my second, I'm going to promote my grasping limbs. And look at that, I got opposable thumb. Yay. So let's do that. Okay. So I'm done with that. This should go down here, and I should get another red cube. I'm kind of hoping to get that tool so that I can then become a carnivore on these snails. I really want the snails to kind of come over here, but they can't. Actually, I don't have any domes. This should have came down. So, and I still only have 2 actions. How about that? Just, what the heck? I think I gotta get a lot out here before I get to 3 actions. All right, so that's all done. So now we're going to go into mothers and dispersals. So green goes first. They're going to take their 2 snails. Now, again, the rules say that the snails are going to, if they can, they're going to become herbivores. So snails can become herbivores since this is a different shape, and domes can always be eaten by any other shape. The snails, actually they're armored. I call them snails. They look like snails. And so one's going to go here, and then one's going to go here. And they are not carnivores. They are just herbivores. And I might have done something. I might have had to have speciate into this symbol here, but I don't want to do that. Maybe I was supposed to. But you know what? I'm not going. If that's the rule, I'm not going to follow it. I don't want to do that anyways. So, and that's kind of how I play these games. Just play to have fun. And right now, for me to have fun is to have that not happen. So let's see. So they're out. Now I go out, and I'm going to choose this mother and go here. Now I can't move enough. I should have done like 2 sizes, and well, I can't move over here anyways because there's no plants. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to go here. So we're both herbivores here. So now we are going to do contestant. So these 2 are both contesting in the same spot. As herbivores, and in the solo rules it says you do it as a carnivore when you have to do contesting. So we're going to look at this chart right here, and we're going to look at the carnivore contest. So I'm going to look down here, and we're going to look at the Roadrunner, and based upon the Roadrunner, whoever has more whatever the Roadrunner is. Now on the board you can see that these arrows, I think they're houses, but they're actually arrows. You have yellow and you have red. If we were playing the regular game, this would be a Roadrunner of yellow, and so we would use the yellow symbol to see who had more yellow organs. But we are going to instead, the Roadrunner is based upon the plant level of the species, the dome species. So okay, so looking at the rules, red is a red Roadrunner niche. So we're going to count the red basils for so the armor one. So this may actually work out in our favor. I didn't really think about this much. So I have 3 red organs, and they have, well, them right here, they only have, they don't have any. So this is going to be endangered. It will not be able to survive here. So think of it like a competition within this ecosystem. If it's like this, these guys are okay. The herbivores can eat the plants. There's not too many herbivores, so the plants can keep living. If there was a carnivore here, that'd be okay. The carnivores could continue to live because they have herbivores to eat, and so on and so forth. But now, because there's too many herbivores, which one has their surviving, I guess, adaptations, is the one that will stay, and the other one will go bye-bye. So the armor one here loses. I could be wrong in how you do that, but I'm pretty sure that's how we're doing it. I mean, even if we only counted the basal organs, I have more. So next, and I think what you would do next, if this was a tie, then you would go on to the next criteria, and the next criteria would be prey size, and then the next criteria would be prey size closest to the prey wins, and then you do size of the actual two creatures, and then you would do the skeletal. So this is going to go back, and we'll just place it there. So it's kind of good and kind of bad. It's good because I keep more creatures out here, and the more I have, the more points I get at the end of the game. All right, so that's it. We're going to go on to our next phase. We're almost halfway through. So let's go on to the start of a new turn. We have an event called the Ring of Fire. We do have a crater coming, so we're going to draw this card. And this says that this will have a crater. However, Siberia no longer exists because it is now part of Laurentia. So because of that, we cancel this. We don't even do it. All right, now we're going to go on to the next. So I'll just set that down for a sec. This is going to go this way and crash into. So this landform is going to go over, and this is not very good. It's going to go crash. All right, crashes into that. So we're going to need a mountain, and a mountain is going to be created right here, which these two things are going to become endangered, but we're going to just hold off for a second because that could change. I don't think it's going to change. So that happens. This then loses its die, and now we have just one continent here. So we got two continents here. This is kind of cool. And that's that. Now, these aren't endangered just yet. We need to finish off the events because if somehow this mountain would be removed, then they are okay. All right, so now we're going to go from our atmosphere, take a white cube, and move it to our cloud. So this right here is just going to go over there. And that's done. This one we always ignore because we don't have any green. So that's it. All right. So, and listen, if I'm getting any of this wrong, go ahead and put in the comments. But I just want to keep playing because I do believe that these are endangered, and I'm just going to leave them in danger. It could be that they get removed right away. I don't think it's going to make a difference, but because I can easily go into this location. This is actually kind of helpful because I don't need to raft. All right, so that's that. It was green's going to go first, according to the event card. So now that I'm thinking about this a little bit more, actually, can I go easily into here? They can have 4 actions now. Let's just do the armor again, because they will lose anyways when they compete against us, because we're that awesome. And it would be nice to get a different species out. So we are going to grab the carrying young mutation, and let's just I actually can't do that. Darn it. You can't get this one. I was going to promote it to the bug side, but I would have to be a size 1, and I'm a size 3. So forget that one. Can I get this one? This one costs 6. I don't have any unborns. I don't have any discounts to that, so I can't even get that. So It's always kind of difficult, isn't it? Always difficult. So I haven't done anything yet. But I've done one unborn here. Actually, when I do it, I'm pretty sure I'm probably supposed to do all of them. 1, 2. So that's all of them. because I have 3 plus 1. So that's it. So both of these right now can only get from here. I don't have any angry plants or whatever you want to call it. I could promote this. Yeah, why don't I promote this? I'm going to promote it to having amniotic eggs, which has a leathery eggshell. Okay, neat. So we are laying eggs. So those go there, and we're going to get a white cube on here. So that was one action. And let's, so right now I have 4, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5. So I could promote this one as well. So let's promote this. So what do we want? Do we have flushing? We get a yellow one, or do we get the mobbing? They're kind of the same, right? I don't know. This is just all kind of flavor. It's really about, do we want the yellow with the keep a blue, or do we want? Well, I would rather you not have too many organs that I need. So this is going to go here, and maybe what I'll do is just tuck this like that, and then do this as my personality row, like that, I guess. Okay. So, kind of a weird creature here. We lay eggs. We are armored. All right. So now we, what do we do? I keep losing track of. I should probably have like maybe tokens over to the side to keep track of their actions. They only get 4 actions. They did that. They bought one. Did that, bought one, and flipped over 2. I think they're done. So they're done. Alrighty. So now it's my turn, and I get still 2 actions. Man, what in the world? Now I could become a flyer. But the biggest thing I think is for me to promote this. So that's what I'm doing first. I'm going to promote. Boom. And I'm going to, now I could become that, but that's not what I want to do. I want to get some basically bipedal stance. So I have like these back legs here. I guess that helped me. And all right, so here's my creature so far. I'm like a half monkey, half dinosaur. This is going to go here, but then I get a red and a red cube. And I have now completed an emotion here, purple emotion. And when you do that, you get to take a tool, and the tool I'm going to take is the stones. Now my creature can use stones for basically fighting. So that was one action. I really want to kind of become a new kind of creature too. Again, you need 1 for that. I could always become like a fly. Ooh, that's still 1. It's like flyers are always like low. I don't want that. A burrower, I can't even get that yet. I don't get a discount for having that at all. If I wanted a brain, I would have to create a brain that would have 2 purples here. So this creature is pretty much done. Unless I get 2 purples. It does give me like a point at the end of the game. Well, the other thing is like I just start spraying out again. So I can do that. And these guys can actually, oh, I forgot to do this contest here. Or no, this guy should have gone away. So I forgot to take that guy off. I can actually become an herbivore here now because I can do that. So we're going to put those 2 there. All right. So now we do mothers and dispersal. Green goes first. So they're going to send these snails out and they will just kind of contest with me here in each of those spots. So that's not really going to do anything for them. They're just going to lose. And then I'm going to take my guys out here, and it's kind of dumb, but there's really only one place for me to go. I can come here. And the reason why I can come here is because I have that tool of a stone, and I can be a predator to the snail here, the armored. And this one will not be able to actually go anywhere, so it doesn't matter. Not that I know of. I can only move 3. It doesn't matter. There's nothing growing here. I can't go out that way. So that guy can come out. All right, so now we're going to do contesting. Again, these will, I already know that these will lose out, so they go bye-bye. So these will go back here, which is not like great because my dark heart was still at 3. And then these 2 are also dead. So that comes back here, and this goes back here. So this is not good. Hopefully we don't get a mutage in here. So let's flip over to the next event. And the reason why these ones died is because of that mountain. All right. So far so good, but we do need to draw a too hot. And too hot, good, we don't have the mutage yet. I think we're safe. All right, so this is going to move. Siberia no longer exists, so it does not move. So let's do this. Now this is going to be interesting. We're going to do a Pangea event. We always skip this one. Pangea means we break everything apart. So break apart, break apart, break apart. This is going to get a die back. This will get its die back, so that's at level 4. So that is Pangea, break apart the Cratons, and I don't know if you pick them both, but we'll just pick them both for fun. This is to remove a black cube, and so we're going to remove this mountain here and put it up in our atmosphere. And now we're going to do this. We're going now this is a gun effect. That means I can move as many as I want from the atmosphere, black cubes from the atmosphere to the ocean. So I can move as many as I want. So I can move all those black cubes to the offshore. One other thing, we haven't had this happen yet, which is kind of crazy. We haven't had any seas go into the atmosphere at all. One thing I can do is at the end, if I have more population out here than I have my dark heart, I can do a power called rain dance, where basically I can cause it to rain, and then if I did that, the plant creature would have one less one last action. So let's do this. Let's just move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remove 5 of them because it's the gun action. I can do as many as I want. And we're going to play, basically we're taking all these and moving them to offshores. So we'll just move all those there. And basically if we create plant life, maybe we do it, well if they're going to swim, I think they're going to, if we have plant lives can then live here, and then we can have a swimmer as well. But I don't know if that's going to happen. Finally, we get to go first. All right, so we get to go first. I didn't do that last action because that had to do with green cubes, or green disc, which we're not using. So now we are going to go, and I get 2 actions again. There's nowhere for me to move. I have 2 unborn, so that's only 2 points. So I can't even get this, which is really what I want. Because this is 2, I could get this one. I could get a swimmer, but there's nowhere that swimmer could. I could downsize actually, and then get the insect. Actually, I didn't even see this. I can become a snail. All right, so let's do that. Let's do this. we're going to get this one, so get a yellow cube. And then that's my first action. So let's just do this now. We're going to make a snail creature or armored creature. That goes there. Actually, this will go. This cube technically goes here, and then all of these will go on to that one there. So it's going to be yellow, 2 red, another yellow, and a white. So this one might not live that long. Because if we have a mutagen, it would be over. It would be dead. Oh well. We're going to replace one of my unborns, and I can actually replace this one because this one can survive there. And I am done. So those are my 2 actions. Now we're going to go to the green. So the green is going to get this newborn baby there. And then we will do the newborn babies for all of our snails as well. We actually have 1, 2, 3, so we get all of them. So that's 2 actions so far. I was supposed to refill this. Okay, we would have to take that if I could, but I cannot. So what do I want to do? So I've done 2 actions. I only get 3 actions, so I get 1 more action. Can I promote anything? No. I could just buy something. Actually, let me just buy this. It's 2 red. Oh, I don't want red. Red means that they will win. I think I haven't been double checking. I don't want red. No red for you. So maybe we just take this. And we'll put it, actually we could always put it here. Let's just do this here. And add 3, so we got like a carrying our youngs. And we're gonna add 2 blue cubes. All right, so that's done, and I'm gonna move that there. All right, so now we do mother and dispersals. I go first, so I am adding none. I didn't do any, so that's it for me. They're going to now start adding theirs. So let's do this dome first. We're gonna go here with that dome. And then we can start adding herbivores. We will add 1 there. And then we will contest. Actually, these guys don't have any red cubes. I was looking at the wrong one. We're going to contest here. Actually, we can't go there because they're the same. So we would have to go there. We'd have to go there. And this isn't going to matter because we're going to lose all those anyways. All right, so we're done. So now we do contest. Again, we don't have as many reds because this is a red niche because of those domes. The only one that's not are these snails. Those would be a little bit different, but we're not competing there. And then these would go back. Again, making our dark heart at 3. All right, so that was all of the, that's halfway through the game. So what I'm going to do is take the event cards, shuffle them all up, and we're going to draw 5 new ones. Alrighty, so I got my Goldilocks deck out. Now that we're in the green, we're going to be drawing Goldilocks cards. And we are starting the next event here. So, already we have this, which means nothing's going to happen with our Cratons as far as like a crater or anything like that. So we don't do this. But we do have Siberia crashing going to the right. So yeah, this just means I don't draw I think it's called bio event card or something, or atmosphere card, I don't know, Goldilocks card event. So we don't draw one, we're just going to do what's on this card. So this means this slides over, and it's going to crash into this one. So we're going to remove this black disc. This gets removed. This crashes into here, and we have a mountain on that side. This loses its die. So now we just have Siberia. All right, so now we need to discard green and blue. I'm just going to read those rules really quick because I think you pick one. I mean, I don't have one blue, and so let me double check this event. All right, so we need to basically this event says to I think I had said it, but you need to lose one red or green as your choice. They are a plus organ, so it's not a basal organ, and that's for each species. This species has only the one blue, so I have to remove this. Now, if this had been part of my personality row, I don't lose the card, but because it wasn't, this card is gone. So I did lose that one there. Now, the green player here loses a blue, so that's gone. And then this one can choose a blue or green. We don't have any green, so we're going to just lose one now. There's 2 cubes. As long as I still have 1 cube, I get to keep that. All right. So that is this one. This one again, I forget. So this one, I don't think we've seen yet. All right, so this one, I would take a white cube from the board here and move it up into the atmosphere, but that doesn't happen. That only happens if we're in the too hot. So we're not in the too hot, so we can ignore that. The last one is we're going to take a black disc from the ocean and move it to the atmosphere. So we did that. All right, so I get to go first and then green. All right, so I want to probably get something here going. I just don't get enough actions. I only get 3 actions. It would be nice to get some kind of protection here. Unfortunately, I don't see anything. This actually isn't too bad. If I could get this here and then flip it over. I need 4. How many unborns? I have plenty of unborns. Actually, I should probably take those out. But these are my number of unborns here. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 unborns. So I could, for my 2 actions, take this and then it's 2 blue, and then becomes 1 white. That's like, it's not worth it, right? This is supposed to give me 2, but then this gives me 2, so it doesn't really matter. I want the white cubes. There's nothing else. I'm just looking. Any kind of white cubes? No. I could always make another creature if I wanted to. Right, take that. Make another creature, just have more creatures out there. These guys do need to come out, and they can come out as carnivores, and I can actually eat my domes just to get more things out. I'm just afraid, like my dark heart is at 3 plus 2 is 5, so this is actually enough. So let's just do that. We're going to, but if I populate, I only get 1. So it would be better to have this. Actually, oh man, it's like 2 turns. My turn is basically take this, I'm over my limit, I flip it, then I'm okay, I'm not over my limit, but then that's my two actions, I'm not getting any species out there. All right, well, let's just do it. Can I take this? Yes, I can take this, and then I'm going to promote it. So it's giving me a white cube here, and then 2 blue cubes. And that's it. So now I have a nesting building. So I can build nest with my little armored snails. All right, their turn. They get 3 actions, and their 3 actions, one is to populate with our snails. So we can do 1, 2, 3. So that's 1 action. The next action is to, can I promote this? I can't even promote that because I need yellow. This, whoops. And this should slide down. I don't have any horror plants. Let's see, do I have any yellow here? No swimmers either. If I had a swimmer, maybe I would start making some of those. Yeah, I need yellow, but I don't have any yellow. I mean, I suppose, let's say I did one action doing this. Let me do another action. These are going to go bye-bye. These are endangered right now because of that mountain. Should I have done this? There's not much I can do. All right, let's just take, man, there's nothing really good. Whatever, let's just take this as one action to get another green one. And then let's take that to get another green one. So this is just getting a bunch. And I just want these to kind of come out more. All right, so they're done. Right, 1, 2, 3. So this creature's getting kind of crazy here. It's like a bee with hibernating, so they sleep. And then they have all this other stuff. They actually carry their youngs too. Interesting. Anyways, okay, so we'll slide this down. So we do have a swimmer there. And now we are going to disperse. So these snails are going to come out. And I don't know if it really matters. They can't come here anymore, so they can come here. They basically go here, here, and here. But then when we contest, I have more red, so they all go bye-bye. Actually, they can't come here, but it would come here. So these all just go bye-bye. So there's kind of no point in me doing this, but I'm basically just wasting an action. So I don't have to grow in size. All right, so that's all done. So now we're going to go on to the next event card. Actually, these guys are going to go bye-bye. So this is going to go here. Actually, no, these go back. Oh, man, this is not good. This could be a really bad turn. Whoops, that goes to me. This could be a really bad turn because I only have 3 dark hearts. So let's find out what we have. Of course, we would have that. So we have this. But let's draw a goal. Nope, we're in the warm now, so we're back to taking this card. So this one's going to move up, but it's no longer existing. We're going to take from the cloud to the atmosphere, so we're going to take this cube and put it there. We're then going to go here. So this is a rain. Let me see what this does. I know it happens, but I might have to look that up. All right. Basically, when you get this, you ignore this. This basically says to liberate a white disk. So one of our white disk is going to go up into our, I believe, atmosphere. So it goes there. And now we're going to do the mutagen, which I think it might be okay, maybe not. All right, so basically I'm at a dark heart of 3. So I have 1 white cube here, so I have 5 cubes. So that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all of them, so I have to lose all of these cubes. I don't lose this because I have the emotion. All right. And then this guy here, again, it's 5. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Actually, I have 2 more though. So 2, 4. So 4 plus 3 is 7. I have 8, so I have to lose 1. So I would lose this one, but I do not lose the card because it's in my emotion. So I didn't quite die off yet, but I'm coming pretty close. All right, now this one we have 4, so they're fine. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But I have 6, so I need to lose 3. So 1, 2, and let's just do 3 here. And so I would lose both of these cards. All right. So that's that. And now we would finish this off. So this is, do we do this? And the answer is yes, because we do have that. So black disc will go out. I'll just put it right here. And then we can ignore that. Whoops. And we get to go first. All right, I think I accidentally drew too many cards, so I should only have three left here. All right, so my 10, or actually, yeah, orange goes first. We would love to have some, see, this is affecting my ability to have better stuff. So I only get 2 actions again. So we're basically going to be populating. So let's populate with them. I only get 1, but then if I populate with them, I get 3. So let's just do that. So those are my 2 actions. Let me populate. All right, now their turn, they get 4 actions. Actually, what I'll do is at the end of the event, I will make it rain. So I'm going to take this cube and place it here. So I made it rain. So they only get 3 actions now because I did that. Because I had more population out here than my dark heart. More, right? I guess I'm counting all of them. All right, so now, so you get 3 actions. They're going to move this guy out. And this mountain does stink, but they can move quite a bit. And that's probably what they'll do. Which means let's get these guys out as well. So that's, we're gonna move those there. So that's 2 actions. One more action is, they might want to become swimmers. Can I even get that? I don't know. I can only get from here. Let's just grab the, it looks like a stick, but they're like, kind of like, the male lays the sperm on this branch, and then the female comes and does what they need to do. So these all slide down. All right. Now we do mothers and dispersal. So my armor snails are going to come out first, which they have nowhere to go. I don't know why I did that. They have nowhere to go. Oh, no, they can become carnivores. So this cannot become a carnivore. Actually, this could become a carnivore here because they are the same shape. So I can become a carnivore there. I can actually become a carnivore here. Actually, let's do this. Let's make all these guys carnivores. And then this dome can be a carnivore here because I have the stone. So they can eat those snails. All right. And that's that. So now they are going to go out, and they cannot be carnivores. So this guy cannot be an herbivore anywhere, but we can move him right here. So it's 2 to go into the mountain, 3 to go here. I have a movement of 3 plus 1. I have a movement of 4. Now the snails, I can place one. I can go here for 3 because they got 2 plus the 3. So they're going to come here as an herbivore. And then they would contest with these other ones. But they would lose anyways. Womp, womp, womp. And go back up here. All right. So that is it. So we're going to go on to the next phase. We're going to flip a card again. We're going to draw a... Oh, we're back in Eden. So we're going to grab one of these. All right, this one is here. So, man, I'm going to have to slide this down a little bit. So let's slide that. Or I couldn't always move these up, I guess. And this is going to be a 4. All right, now we are going to crash. This is going to crash over here. So these discs are going to go bye-bye, making a mountain there. And this loses its die. Okay. We're going to go from a continent black to the... Actually, this that goes here anyways. And then we were supposed to grab one. So let's grab... I don't know if it matters. Let's grab that one there. And we got another mutagen. And we're going to have rainfall, but there's no rain, so I know I can skip that one. But we're going to have this. My dark heart is at 3. Plus 2 is 5, so I am safe. This dark heart is at 3. Plus 2 is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they go extinct. All right, so basically these all go bye-bye. So I lose all of this. This is gone. And all of the creeples come off as well. So bye-bye. Lose all those cubes. All right, so now we're just left with our monkey dinosaur. All right, so now that's the mutagen. We have to do them as well. Theirs is 3. So this one's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And actually, this should be... I forgot to put blue cube here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They have 7. They can have a total of 5, so I have to lose 2 cubes. I'll lose this one and this one, so this one goes away. Okay, so there is no rain, so we don't even do this last part. So that's it. We go first. We are not doing too good out here. So let's see. What can we do to make that up? Well, we probably need... let's just get all these guys out. So that's our first action. And our second action is to... is there 2 purples? 2 purple? 2 purple? No, purple, purple. So if I got purple, purple, I could put a brain in between, but I kind of messed up making this monkey creature. So, because it's going to be hard to put a brain there. So let's see. What do I want to do? So I did that. I could always just increase this to allow me to go further. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to increase this to 3. Actually, hold up. What am I doing? I just can't move all 3 of those domes. That would be... Basically, I have to move 2 of these over here. Let me just do that. So I did that. Can I even go anywhere? I can only go in one spot. So let me just do 1 and make this a size 3. All right, so now the plant's turn. They actually, let me slide those down. They get 4. So what do they want to do? They are going to do that. Get new babies. They are going to. Well, here, let's just do this. Let's take this, and then we're going to immediately promote it. Right? So that was 2 actions, 3 actions. They get 4 in the last action. So this should get a green cube. So I'm going to grab 2. Put 1 here. Put 1 on the new one. Actually, it's going to get 3 in a red. And we're going to get swimmers. And I have to replace, let me take this guy here, little dolphin, and replace one of our domes. Now this is going to die off. This won't be able to survive here, right? Which means this will become in danger. So I replace this one here. That's going to go up here, and then we're going to get one. We're going to add a swimmer. Was that too many? No. 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, so that's what we're doing. Actually, I wonder if I should put this back. Move this back here instead of speciating this. Do the dolphins instead. Well, no, let's leave them. We'll see. All right. So they just keep dying off from my own. They keep trying to compete here. All right. Yeah, let's just put them back and do 2. Do another dolphin instead. And let me slide these down. Now, technically, I think this is in danger because it needs to be on water. So let's send out our creatures here. So this is going to come here as an herbivore, and actually, sorry, grabbed from the wrong thing. Just 1 disc. So it will only able to do 1. We're going to go there. Actually, well, this is going to die off. So this is going to then die off. So this is going, I'll go bye-bye. The dolphins, we can go here and here. So they can live in the water. Okay. So that's actually not too bad, but this will probably die if I don't get something for them. Oh, this needs to slide down. All right. So let's remove, so this is going to get removed because it has no way of surviving. So that goes back. And then because this has no plant life, this will also go bye-bye. But this will leave us a spot here maybe to have that plant creature go there. All right, we got 2 more events. Let's keep going. All right, so we're going to have a crater event. We are now in hot again. So let's grab the 2 hot. And this one, no, oh, it does exist. So we got our crater. And what you do for a crater, I don't know if we've done yet. We just take a die, we roll it. It's a 2. I'm going to take a mountain and put it in. You see these little dice here. We're going to put 1 right there. Not going to really matter, but that's done. We ignore this. This is the take a water tile. And actually, I need to be careful not to take that. I'm going to take over here because we're not even living here. These things need to be close to water. That goes, I think it goes here. We liberate that. We are then going to, and the reason why we'll do this now is because it is too hot. Now we're going to do this. We're going to ignore this error 3 because we're not in error 3, we're in error 2. So now we're going to check our mutagens again. We can have a 3, 4, 5, so we are fine. They can have 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 plus 2, so we can have 6, so this is fine as well. And then these are all kind of all over the place. And then this guy right here, I don't know if you can see that, but this guy, this dolphin, has 4, so it still lives. Whew. All right, so now we're going to look here. We're in this one, so we're going to move this to the water. Let's just move right there, because we do have that. And then this one we ignore. All right, and I will be going first. All right, so I got 2 actions again. We probably want to go with a, darn it, we want to go through. I don't want to go first. There's nowhere for me to go. Can I get a swimmer? Yep, we're gonna just make a swimmer. So here, do we want to do that? See, I have to be able to get here. So from here, can I swim here? 3, 4. I would need 4, which means I would need to size up. I can't even do that. I can't even get over there. There's no point. I would die right away. Darn it. I could always make this one be size 3. And then, okay, fine. That would be 2 actions though. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to get rid of all these. I always forget that. That's with the mutagens. Because maybe we'll get something better. Like this one right here. So I think I already know what I'm going to do now. And I know what the plant guy has to do. Actually, has to do 2 things there. I have to take, man, look, all the horror plants are coming out. All right, so it's my turn. I'm going to take this. Don't even need to think about it. So I get blue cube. And then I'm going to flip it over to this. And we're going to put that in between my body there. Look at that. I got campfire. And I get a white cube. Okay. And that white cube's going to be useful. So now I have 2 blue or 2 purple, which is just going to give me points at the end. You can't have more than 2 of that. So I think I'm done with this, making that creature. So that's done. Their turn. We're going to slide this down. So they have to take this. And the question is, where do they have to take it to? So I can just put it here and just put it there. So that's their first action. They only get 3 actions. Second action, and actually I'm going to do that rainfall one and put that one back. And then they can take this one. So that will be their 2 actions. And we'll just put it right here. All right, now that we've done that, geez, sliding all over the place. So that's it. All right, so there's no more creatures going out. That should be here. No more creatures going out at all. These slide down. And now we're in our last event. So let's do this. All right, so we don't draw anything here. I will be going first. This is going to move. It is no longer has no longer a die there, so we don't do that. We're going to lose a 1 of the plus and 1 of the plus for either colors. I don't have any, so I don't lose any. This one will lose this one. And then this one has to lose a blue and a red. So it's going to lose both of those. Ah. Okay. And that's done. This, we are still too hot, so we're going to remove this. and I believe it goes there. And then we're going to take a white disc from here and from the clouds. So this is just going to go back there. All right. So that's all done. So we're done with the very last event. So I don't have to worry about anything. I basically just need to put, I can move these two out, but where can they go? I go first? Darn it. They will not be able to survive anywhere. So there's really not a whole lot I can do here. Because even if I bring out well, maybe I can get this. I'm gonna get this snail. I don't think it matters. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So, oh no, it does matter. I'll get a fossil. And actually, let's go back to our snail. They always have a fossil, so when I had my snail, I do get a little fossil token. That's a victory point. So even though it goes extinct, I still get its points. So we're going to make a horn thingamajig as my 2 actions, and we're going to place this somewhere out on the board. And I need to replace one of my domes. I get all of these cubes. So 2 red, 2 orange, 1 white, and 1 blue. And then this is going to go, let's just replace this one here. All right. So that's that. So it did give me 1 point. Right now the green, they get 4 actions. They are going to have to take this here. So get 1 yellow. So that's 1 action. Can they even take that? Hold up. Can they even take those? Have I been doing that wrong? Well, they do have 1 dome here. I didn't even see that dome here. And it's half the cost, right? Well, they have yellow, yeah. So it's half the cost to take a yellow one. So they can take that one. I don't know if I was able to take the other ones. But then we might as well, as their second action, do that. And as their third action, take that. And I guess, I don't know, were they size 4? I think they were size 3. I don't know if they got turned. All right, there's a lot to keep up with this game. Whatever, I mean, we can just increase the size. And I'm not sure, and I never grabbed a size for that. So, and I'm not sure if they all increase the size. I don't know if it really matters at this point. But let's just make this a 4. All right, so let's disperse. I didn't do anything for me. I'm done. They're going to go out. This is going to go somewhere. And they can move 3. So 1, 2, 3 for that. 2 for the mountain, 1 for there. And then the fish, the dolphin, can go... I'm pretty sure they're allowed to go 1, 2, 3. I don't think it matters because I'm not going to count the points anyways. So that's it. That's the end of the game. We technically won because we did not lose all of our... when I say we, I mean me. I won. I won champion of the biosphere here. All right. So now we would count points, and the way that you count points is you get 1 point for every creeple that you have out here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 5 points. I get 1 point for each emotion. So that's 1, 2. So 5 plus 2 is 7. I get fossils. So I get another point for that fossil. So 8 points. 9 points for this one. 10 for that. 10, 11 for the tool. Plus 1 for my me being that earthworm. So you technically get a fossil for this. So anyways, I didn't get 15. I don't know if you actually count this. You're technically supposed to count the Medea card as well. I don't know if that's true for solo play, but this card, which technically belongs to me, has a fossil as well. So I don't know why they put one here. Like everyone starts off with 1 point. So they say 15 is good. I didn't get quite 15. But yeah, that's the end of Biosphere. What am I saying? Bios Megafauna. So let me just go into my thoughts. This was kind of a long playthrough. First, if you like the theme, I like the theme. The theme is fun. It's fun making this kind of weird creature, even though it's very abstract. Like there's no like me having thumbs just means that I have a purple face. That's it. And so there's a lot of there's no difference between this one and this is a purple tail. There's no difference between really these two as far as like maybe the cubes. So it's more flavor. I do like the art and putting them together like this, and it just makes it kind of weird. We can make campfires, even though that means nothing. It's not like I'm really building campfires out here. So very abstract, but still it's fun to have that kind of imagination. And we also were able to have stone, so you can imagine this monkey having a stone in his hand, bashing away at the armored creatures. The plants, they had kind of a unique, different ones. Didn't really think too much about them. This one's kind of creepy here. So a lot of the elements in this game are same as Bios Genesis. Bios Genesis, you had a lot of dice rolling, and so there's a lot of randomness to that. The randomness comes into more of just the events that come out. As far as like comparing this to like the solo play versus just playing regular, I've never played this game with other people. I've played with like where I was acting as 2 players, and I think like that a little bit more than maybe the solo play. The thing with the solo play is like you have to remember the different rules for the solo play. And there's a lot of rules in this game. There's a lot of different rules. There's a lot of interpretation to the rules. This is the rule book here. My version, and I don't know what happened here, but this page right here, which isn't even in the middle of the book, somehow is out of it. So it goes from like, C, D, and then I flip it over. It's still D, and then also it's in K. So that is a little annoying. This booklet size is kind of annoying. They put the box in a rectangular box that's shaped like this. And I think what they were doing with the box sizes is they're like, hey, Biogenesis is like microorganisms, so you're working on a smaller scale. So let's make that a smaller box size. Then let's make the next one like twice as big. So it's like 2 of those Biogenesis boxes. And then Origins is like a regular square box. So which means that this one is a rectangular box. And because they made it rectangular, then their rulebook is now rectangular like this. And I really don't like the way that this is. All 3 of the games have a really kind of difficult rulebook to read. The way it's organized. Now they're all organized the same way, but just some of it is really difficult. I mean, it's just a ton of text, and you got blue and red, or blue and black here. Blue is if you're playing the normal version, and so if you're doing like the normal game, you would do like you do all of it. If you weren't doing the normal game, you're doing like more the easy one, you would skip over the blue stuff. There was another I was kind of confused about the solo rules, because if you go to the solo page, and I'm like looking through it, I'm looking through for the solo, and here it says, right here at K, it says Mars solitaire game. And so I'm thinking, oh, I don't want to play Mars, I want to play Earth, so let me skip this, right? But actually, Earth and Venus are part of this section here. So I'm not sure why they called it the Mars solitaire game. They should have just called it the solitaire game. And then you have Mars and Venus and Earth in here. So you actually read all these rules for whatever solitaire game you play. There's just like minor differences with the Mars variant and the Venus variant. So there is that. Yeah, this rule book is really hard to read. I watched a lot of different videos, and even like the start turn. I watched videos like, how do you start the game? It says that you reveal a card. If it's not the first turn, you don't do the events. But I've seen different videos where sometimes other people have played it where they did the events. Or I've seen other videos where they didn't flip the card at all. They just said they didn't do any event. They took their first turn, and they determined first player by the skeletal number. And so I don't know why they did that. So I don't know which one is the correct way. So I just did it the way I thought it was supposed to be done, where you just flip the card, and on the first turn you don't do any of the events, you just use the start player. So yeah, and there's a lot of jargon in here in the rule book. They say things like degassing and what is liberate. So what does that even mean? You have to kind of like read the rules and look at the glossary to kind of read more about that. But then they keep using that same word, degassing. I think degassing just means it goes from here to here, maybe, and liberate is from here to here. I might have gotten that wrong. But if you can kind of get by all those rules, that's why I said at the beginning of the gameplay, like, I'm just going to play this, and even if I'm not 100% sure, this is just how I'm going to play it. So I probably didn't get all the rules right. I probably didn't do the contesting correctly, maybe. But either way, I kind of still had fun playing the game. It was, like, I played it the other night, solo, preparing for this video. And I was playing it wrong. I originally had played it where I thought I could play the green anywhere I wanted to. I didn't realize I had to make them an herbivore if they can be an herbivore. So my gameplay was a little bit easier because I was able to spread out the green. Like, I would have just taken these armored creeples and just placed them out here, not bother with making them. And then I could have came in more. So that's the one thing I don't like about the solo play is, I feel like I'm more playing as a plant creature than maybe my own creature. Because in multiplayer, I could just spread out as kind of as much as I want, really. I could have taken this whole landform right here with my domes, and then I could have even, eventually became carnivores, like this. Because you only work with 2. And so to put my shape out, I can just go there. I don't need something else there. Solo play really forces you to really focus more on your plants and try and get them out. And that really suffered me with my dark heart limit. Because I think in my multiplayer, like, this is like getting all the way to here almost on the board, to where my dark heart was a little bit higher, which will allow you to have more stuff, which is the fun part. Yeah, so I think that's all I want to say about it. I do like the theme. The theme is fun. I do like that. I like creating the different creatures. I like the boards, how this is going to be different. Like, look at this one continent. Now, I don't know what this is going to be like when I go to BIOS Origins. I think I might be using these plates here, and I get to maybe take them to Origin. So this is going to be one continent here, and then we're going to have like another continent over here when we get to Origin. So I'm kind of excited about playing that way, and then also taking this creature, this monkey creature. I don't know what that will do. I'll have to see how that all works. I am kind of excited about that. I was almost like, hey, as soon as I get this done, I'm going to play Origins. But I'm kind of a little tired from reading that rule book, and I know Origins has the same type of rule book. Even though I've played Origins I don't want to say quite a bit, but more than this game, I'm still going to have to like read through those rules and probably watch some videos on Origins just to kind of remind myself on how to play that game. So it might be a little while before I play the Origins game. But overall, this is fun. I like it. And I think the more I play it, maybe the less I have to look at the rule books. I always have to look at the rules for the events. I think maybe doing a cheat sheet. Maybe they should have had one in here. Man, there's a lot I could say about that rule book and how maybe I would do it differently. Maybe not have all that extra text at the bottom. Like there's a lot of text at the bottom of the rule book, which is just like giving you scientific information, which is fine. But I would have rather had like more picture examples in the rule book, and then maybe having all that in a separate rule book altogether, and then having like a separate sheet that has the events and explain the events. I probably need to go to like Board Game Geek and see if someone's already made that, and just having like one paper that has all the different events, and this is how the events work in regular play, this is how the events work in solitaire play. But that's it. I hope you liked this video. If you saw anything I did wrong, go ahead and leave comments in here. Please think about liking and subscribing to my channel. And as always, I will see you next time. So long.